John Bolton is a long-serving American lawyer, diplomat, political figure. His career has placed him at the center of American foreign policy discussions for several decades. Many people know him for his distinctive mustache and his direct, often uncompromising speaking style. He has served in high-level positions under multiple Republican presidents, making his voice a consistent one in conservative foreign policy circles. His influence has been felt from the halls of the United Nations to the inner sanctum of the White House, where he advised presidents on critical matters of national security and international relations. His journey through the corridors of power has been marked by both staunch support and significant controversy. Bolton's government service began in the Reagan administration. He later held significant roles under President George H.W. Bush and President George W. Bush. It was under the latter that he gained international prominence as the United States Ambassador to the United Nations, a role he held from 2005 to 2006. More recently, he served as the National Security Advisor to President Donald Trump from 2018 to 2019. This position is one of the most critical in the U.S. government, involving daily briefings to the president on global threats and opportunities. His time in these roles has made him a familiar face on television, where he frequently appears as a political commentator to discuss global affairs. Beyond his official government roles, Bolton has remained an active participant in public debate. He has authored books, written opinion pieces, and worked with conservative think tanks. His departure from the Trump administration was notably acrimonious, leading to a public falling out with the former president. This break has defined much of his public persona in recent years, positioning him as a prominent Republican critic of Donald Trump. His career illustrates a deep and enduring involvement in the shaping of American foreign policy, a path that has now led him to a serious legal challenge. His long public life has been defined by a clear and unwavering set of beliefs about America's place in the world. He has never shied away from controversy, often embracing it as a necessary consequence of advocating for a strong national defense and assertive foreign policy. This public career, filled with high-stakes diplomacy and political battles, now faces a new and different kind of test. The recent indictment against him shifts the focus from the world of policy debates to the strict and sober environment of a federal courtroom, marking a dramatic new chapter in his story. John Bolton is widely recognized as a leading proponent of a hawkish foreign policy. This perspective prioritizes military strength and the willingness to use force to protect and advance American interests abroad. He is deeply skeptical of international organizations and multilateral agreements that he believes could constrain United States sovereignty or limit its options on the world stage. Throughout his career, he has argued that diplomacy is most effective when backed by a credible threat of military action. This belief has guided his recommendations across several administrations and made him a controversial but influential voice in national security debates. His support for the 2003 invasion of Iraq is perhaps the most well-known example. At the time, Bolton was a key Bush administration official and a vocal advocate for removing Saddam Hussein. He argued the potential threat of WMD's justified preemptive military intervention. He has consistently advocated a hardline stance against Iran, North Korea. He opposed the Iran nuclear deal, arguing such regimes cannot be trusted and that only maximum pressure, including potential military strikes, can neutralize the threat. Bolton's philosophy extends to international law and institutions. He has been a sharp critic of the United Nations, describing it as ineffective and biased. As U.S. ambassador to the UN, he pushed for reforms, but remained skeptical of its ability to solve major conflicts. He has expressed strong opposition to bodies like the International Criminal Court, viewing it as an infringement on American sovereignty. For Bolton, American security rests not on international consensus or law, but on the unmatched power of the U.S. military and the resolve to use it. This worldview has earned him allies and adversaries. Supporters see him as a clear-eyed realist, willing to make tough decisions to keep America safe. They admire his intellectual consistency and his refusal to bow to wishful thinking or diplomatic niceties. Critics view his approach as dangerously aggressive and unilateral, They argue his preference for military solutions risks entangling the U.S. in unnecessary conflicts, alienating key allies, and undermining American security, rather than enhancing it. On October 16, 2025, the U.S. Department of Justice announced an indictment. A federal grand jury had handed down charges against John Bolton. This moved a national security investigation into the public domain. The indictment contains 18 counts. The indictment of John Bolton centers on classified documents. Prosecutors say a federal grand jury returned 18 counts, 8 for alleged unlawful transmission of national defense information, and 10 for alleged unlawful retention. According to the filing, some materials were classified at the highest levels. Officials argue disclosure could cause exceptionally grave damage to national security. The legal foundation is long-standing federal secrecy laws, including provisions of the Espionage Act. These make it a crime to willfully retain national defense information without authorization, or to transmit it through improper channels. Investigators say the case grew from a broader cyber investigation. A 2021 breach reportedly exposed personal email, prompting a review that, prosecutors contend, revealed sensitive material. Bolton disputes the allegations. He pleads not guilty and maintains he acted lawfully, noting cooperation with authorities after the hack and pointing to pre-publication review for his memoir as evidence of diligence. His defense frames the charges as politically motivated, arising after years without indictment. They argue the renewed focus reflects retaliation, not law. Prosecutors counter that classification rules apply to everyone. They say the evidence met legal standards and that safeguarding national defense information required action. The stakes are serious. Each count can carry significant prison exposure, though any ultimate sentence would follow judicial review under federal sentencing guidelines, weighing the facts, the law, and arguments from both sides. From here, the case proceeds through pretrial motions, hearings, and, absent a plea, trial. As with any indictment, these are allegations, and Bolton is presumed innocent unless a jury finds guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. We will continue following developments. Share your thoughts respectfully, and if this overview helped, consider subscribing for updates.